Hello there, John the Bearded Vampire here, and welcome to another video. Gonna be a mental health one. As you know by now, I'm trying to do way more mental health kind of things because I've heard it's something I can do because I've got the experience of being a mental health sufferer, and I'm not just some random person who hasn't got experience but just got qualifications. Pardon me. Today I want to talk about schizophrenia. It's as many of you might know that follow me, I do suffer from schizophrenia as well as mental health and kind of depression and stuff. And basically, I just want to kind of like debunk some kind of myths about what it's like being with schizophrenia. For example, I know a lot of times in the news when people are going shooting rampages or kind of sword wielding things and killing people, it turns out that that person tends to have mental health problems, and in general it's schizophrenia. And basically we're not all like that. In my opinion, there has to be something in that person's mental state other than schizophrenia that would make them be violent. I am not a violent person. I do not believe in violence other than playing on games consoles. I would not want to go out when I'm medicated. I'll talk about when I'm medicated first. I would not want to go out and hurt people intentionally. That's not me. And because of that, I personally think that no matter how bad I get, if I'm not medicated, there's that part of me that says no, violence is bad, that over kind of looks the schizophrenia mental health thing. When I hear voices at my worst, they do tell me to hurt people, they do tell me to kill people, they do tell me to hurt and kill myself. They tell me quite nasty things. But because I have that thing where I don't believe in violence, that kind of overrides and kind of like counterbalances those kind of voices. Just because the voices tell me to do something doesn't mean to say that I am going to do it, because I have that set in my personality already, not wanting to do it, if that makes any sense. I feel there must be something in that person already that would want to hurt someone, whereas their voices just make it so they're more lenient to hurt people, if that makes sense. Whereas, like I say, with me, it's not a part of my personality. It's not. Schizophrenia doesn't change personality. All it does is makes it harder for you to control your personality. It's like it doesn't affect you kind of. I'm still going to be John even when I'm not medicated. I'm still Jonathan, as some people will call me, like my mother. I'm still that same person. I'm just suffering from hearing voices that try to tell me to do stuff, and it's a conflict. But because I have that overriding personality base of being a non-violent person, that part of me will never change. Another one I say is the main thing is that one about the violence. Another one I say is the personality change. I personally have never found my personality. I might change moods and get a bit grumpier or a bit kind of self-isolated, but I wouldn't change my personality. It's a weird one. But say, it's just because we suffer from schizophrenia doesn't mean to say we're these crazy ass people who go around killing people, who go around trying to get kind of mass murders and serial killers, and that's not what schizophrenia is. All schizophrenia is you hear voices that tell you to do stuff. If your personality is strong enough to counteract that, then you're not going to do it. What you're going to do is recognise that you're hearing voices. Because I was into mental health anyway, and how the mind works, I was able to kind of recognise these voices weren't good and seek the help. I know there are people out there who might not have been able to do that, and they might very well have kind of become self-isolated and turmoil in their thoughts. But people around them would recognise that, and then they would seek help via that. It's a very strange mental health thing, is schizophrenia. But as I say, we're not these crazy ass people who go around killing people and then try to blame it on schizophrenia. It's depicted quite badly in most TV series or films or whatever. That's Coke, by the way. It's depicted quite badly as if we're all like these crazy lunatics who can't control stuff. As long as you're medicated, as long as you're receiving your medication, you are fairly stable. I might need my medication upped or changed at some point soon, because I've been on them for well over 10 years now. So my body is slowly getting used to having these medications put into my system, and it's kind of going, it's getting to the point where I do struggle a little bit. Not so much wanting to do anything. I'll say the voices are constantly there. I'm about to take my medication after I've done this video, and that won't get rid of the voices. That will just numb them a bit, to the point where I can control them. I will listen to music at some point today, which again helps control them. As you know, music is a huge kind of help for me. Because I can focus on the music, I can focus on the melody, I can focus on that, I can focus on the words, the lyrics of the songs, and that in turn helps drown out the voices. It's one of a very common practice amongst people that are stable to find something. Some people do like to watch telly, and I find that kind of enables them to. But other people find it worse, because some people can actually think that the voices are coming from the TV. So some people can't watch TV. I can't watch TV because it does aggravate my voices. I don't think they're coming from the TV. I know they're coming from here. A chemical imbalance in my brain. I know that's why I hear voices, because it's a chemical imbalance in my brain. So, I know because of that, because I've got that knowledge, it doesn't really affect me as much as what it could do other people. That's why you take medication, to balance those chemicals that are in your brain. You know, you don't take them for placebo effect. You don't take them because it's going to make you feel good because you're taking a medication. You're taking the medication because the chemicals in the medication are kind of interacting with the chemicals in your brain to level you out. Now, that's the whole point of medication. It's the same as why you take medication for any other kind of condition. You know, the chemicals work in combination with what's in your body. Yeah, so I think I pretty much covered the general consensus of schizophrenia. Like I say, we're not all murderous people. We're not all crazy lunatics going around the country trying to kill people. We're not all crazy lunatics that are kind of like in kind of a mad state of hysteria because we're hearing voices. You know, it's if when you lived with it for so long, you learn how to cope. Your CCPNs, which is community psychiatric nurses, they in turn teach you methods to control the voices. They will help you find methods that you can control your voices for yourself. So, for example, deep breathing techniques, meditation, listening to music, all sorts of stuff like that. There's cognitive behaviour things as well, which I don't really want to get into because I don't quite understand them. I've done a little bit of CBT, but I don't completely understand it. There's all sorts of stuff you can do that help controlling your voices on top of just taking medication, because the medication isn't always going to work. So, you know, it's good to have those backups. Like, say, for me, it's music. As long as I've got my music, I'm pretty stable. And that's it. And I think really, you know, I hope that's kind of cleared up a few kind of myths about what schizophrenics are kind of like. Like I say, we're not dangerous people. We are just misunderstood most of the time. People just take the word schizophrenia, take what they know about it, which is like, oh, you hear voices that tell you to do stuff, and then spurt out all this bad stuff. But we're not all like that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, I'll be doing a load more mental health videos in the future. I've got so much that I can kind of help, kind of share and so on. I'll be doing music videos, not just music videos, but videos about music, about my favourite bands, my favourite genres, my favourite songs. I've just recorded one earlier in the week about kind of songs that uplift my mood and give me like that summer vibe, which I need to upload soon. Whether I'll upload that before this or after this, I don't know yet. I don't know. But yeah, you know, I've got stuff like that coming out. I've got, oh dear, I've got beer product reviews coming out. You know, I've got all sorts of stuff coming out. So, you know, I hope you'll find something you enjoy. And I'll see you all in another video. Bye.